There are numerous different shell commands that you can use on a Linux system, sometimes on Mac OS as well, depending on the specific command. These basic commands are usually associated with all Unix-like operating systems. You have cd to change a current directory, so type cd in, and then if you do it with no parameters, it'll just go to your home directory, your home. Now I'm going to do the same thing to go into information over top, which is normally what I do. But if I do cd again with no parameters, I go back home. It's just like, I believe it's the environment variable $home is what it is. And then chmod and chown are to change the file permissions. That's chmod, and the file owner and group with chown. And then cp is used to copy files. Ls is used to list the contents of the current directory. Or if you change it with the parameters like ls/, you will be able to get the contents of the slash directory. But with no parameters, it's the directory you're currently on. Now, mkdir is to create a directory, just like on Microsoft Windows systems. mv is going to rename a file and move it from one directory to another. rm is to delete files, but rmdir is to actually delete directories. And then pwd displays the current directory. You can display the contents of files using cat, or you can use less on some systems. It's a GNU utility called less, and then you'll be able to do... It's a pager for longer files, usually. df is to display the total disk free space for a directory. Really, it's for your entire system, I believe. And then dd blocks the data from one file to another, used to copy between devices. Find searches for text in a hierarchy of files. grep is for regular expressions or regex in a text file, and then nano is just a text space editor. You have v or vim, there's classic v, and then there's also vim, but this is actually the vim when I try to get into v. Now, manage files, apt-get, and yum, or really I believe it's now dnf for systems that used to use yum. apt-get is for systems that are based on Debian. Usually, if you're on Red Hat, Fedora, CentOS Stream, that CentOS Stream is where you get DNF, dandified yum. Older systems have yum. These yum and DNF commands are for RPM systems. Shutdown is going to shut down Linux. Man is system help. And then passwd changes the password. Su, that's su, starts a new shell as another user. Sudo is super user do to another user. And then, yes, there are more commands that are typical on your Linux system, and